Well, I started out the day clean with a nice clean coat, but then we had to pressure wash the gator, the most important piece of equipment on the farm, because if Luke ain't happy, no one ain't happy. So, yeah. Well, it's about 55 degrees, a little cooler than I wanted, but I think we're going to try to shoot this thing. I got it out here in the yard. I'm going to try to shoot it, and the reason I want to is because it's supposed to get breezy later today, so I want to try to get it done before it gets too windy out. We're going to end up using some PPG paint, some super old PPG paint, but can't complain because it was free. So I'm going to try to get this mixed up, and we're going to do some shooting. Well, for some reason I kept having trouble with my camera. Hold on here. That better? Okay. Well, for some reason I kept having trouble with my camera, and I kept turning it on to catch me, and I don't know if it wasn't catching motion or what the story was, but it kept shutting off. But got it painted. I got about 3 coats on it. Obviously it doesn't look super pretty because of all the rust pitting and everything that was underneath the fifth wheel and all that kind of stuff, but I think it turned out okay for what I did. You can see my frame repair back there. Yeah, it was kind of a pain in the butt, pain in the inside. I got some runs here and there, but you know what, I really don't care. It's still a little tacky, so I better not be rubbing on it like that. But it turned out okay. I'm okay with it. Everything that you can see is covered pretty well. There's still some spots underneath that didn't get it, but those can be rattle can jobs too. And I'll do some touching up stuff. I'm always going to see stuff that I didn't get, but it turned out okay. So try to get her back in the shop and get a couple other things done and get her over to get some air lines and fuel lines on it. So okay guys, I got it all showered up, dinner in my belly. Gotta apologize for missing a lot of that footage on painting the frame today. That kind of sucked. Would like to have had that for you guys, because I know I had a lot of episodes there where there wasn't a whole lot going on, and it's kind of nice to see all that stuff. But you got to see the beginning and the end. A little bit of spraying, a little bit of mixing, all that kind of stuff. If you guys noticed, I was using hardener in there. Really make sure that you guys, if you're ever painting with that stuff, make sure you guys use some kind of respirator or some kind of breathing protection for that. I know I probably wasn't using exactly what I should have been using. Slam. But it was pretty breezy, and it was actually, I was out in the open air and it was pretty breezy, so it wasn't really bad. Honestly, the filters on the mask, let me find it here, filter through this right here. Let's see. I think it's cleaning the shop day tomorrow. the filters on the masks barely got even dark. So it was actually pretty well ventilated out where it was at. So, but make sure you can, make sure you get, make sure you wear, you know, breathing protection when you're using that stuff, especially with that hardener. That stuff is really, really nasty on your lungs. A lot of people died from that. A lot of people have had some long-term effects from that. Sitting in here, I still got halide lights in here, and it takes forever to heat up. But out here, got the truck back in the shop. The frame's basically hard enough to touch right now, so it looks even nicer under the light in the shop than it does out in the sun. To see every little imperfection out in the sun, but it turned out really good. So that's going to be kind of it for the frame part of it. Sorry I had limited footage on it, but I'm going to talk about a couple other things that are coming up on the truck here while it's going away. It's going away this week sometime to the mechanic to get all the air lines and the fuel lines and everything like that. So while it's away, I've got some other projects to work on, and I'll show you one of them right now. So I bought my farm here about 4 years ago, 3 years, 4 years, somewhere in there. I don't know, it seems like a lifetime ago, because I bought the place from a family friend, and it's about 10 acres. All the outbuildings and the shop, this shop was here, the pole building that you've probably seen in the video, and the Quonset with the red roof, they were all there. I fixed up that Quonset so it looks like it looks today, but it had an old farmhouse on it that was unfortunately just too far gone, and I couldn't save it. So we were about ready to build a house, and a house mover called me and said that, hey, I found a house that you would love, come take a look at it. So that's the gray house that you see in the video. That we actually moved that house in, and I built the garage and everything on it. So, and I've done pretty much everything myself. So after 3 years, it's still a work in progress. I still have a dirt yard. Don't have grass yet. There's still some siding issues that you've probably seen and things like that. Whole lot of little things that need to get put back together. So I'm the kind of guy that I get a lot of projects going and I don't really finish any of them, but I'm really working on finishing this one for you guys. So, but anyways, to make a short story long, I guess, when we moved into this farm, it had been rented out, and the guy that was living here before us was a trucker at one point, and he kind of a pack rat. When I first came out and looked at the place, that whole big Quonset was just full of stuff, and there was a probably a mid-80s W900 Kenworth in there, and the shop that we're in right now was completely packed full of stuff, and you could barely move in here. And when we made the deal on the farm, they were given a time period to move out, and I told my wife that I didn't think they were going to get all their stuff out of here. And I honestly thought we were going to end up with the W900 Kenworth. However, they got everything cleaned out really good. Actually, they worked their butt off. I really got to give them credit. But one thing that they did leave in the shop was this. It's a Bostrom wide ride air seat. So I saw it sitting back in the dirt, on the dirt floor, laying in the floor, and I saw the value in it, and I threw it on a pallet thinking I'm going to need this one day. And well, the day has come. So this is going to be the new seat for the 352. Obviously, it's very dirty. It's got some holes in the seat here. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but it actually almost looks like somebody was welding or grinding or something near it, and it kind of spattered on there, and looks like it's burnt some holes in it. I don't care. It's got some mold and stuff on it, so we're gonna see if we can clean it up. I might have to maybe dye it, maybe not. I don't know, maybe it might clean up real nice. We'll see. But this is the seat that's gonna go in the truck, so probably one of the next episode maybe, I don't know, we're gonna get the seat cleaned up and we're gonna get that ready to go in the truck. There's probably some kind of animals living in there right now. I don't know, we'll see. I really want to thank everybody that's subscribed, and we've been really, this thing's been catching fire lately. I've been, the subscribers are just, the numbers are going up and up and up, and I really appreciate it. I'm getting a ton of comments and a ton of cool suggestions and everything like that. One of the suggestions I had from a guy was talking about the cracks that were in the frame back here, was to stop drill the cracks. which means basically drilling a small hole right at the end of the crack. Because if you think about it, well, cracks, like, they like to follow corners and angles. If you ever look at concrete will always crack from a corner out, and the same thing with metal. It'll always crack from the corner because that's the weakest point. If you make a circle in wood or in steel or anything like that, there's no corners, so it's very hard for cracks to begin out of a circle. So he was talking about stop drilling the end of those cracks, and honestly, I know all about stop drilling from doing some work on airplanes and things like that, and airplane skins. And I can't believe I didn't even think about it when we were working on it. That I should have done it, honestly, but I didn't. We were still able to get it all fixed up. The plate that I added in here the other day turned out really good in there. So I think we're pretty strong. But that was a great suggestion. I really appreciate it, and it was a very smart suggestion. I wish I would have read it earlier. But it was one of those things I really like hearing from people. So there's been a ton of cool suggestions. What was the other one? It was about the air cleaner. A guy had posted that chrome don't get you home. He wasn't I don't know if he wasn't pleased with the air cleaner situation or not. And I agree. I'm usually not the chrome guy. I'm usually not the flash guy. But for some reason, I just think this truck deserves it. It's did its time on the road. It's a piece of American history, and it deserves to be pretty, I think, kind of. But I think it's going to work too. One of the reasons I want to go with the chrome air cleaner is this thing is super pitted and super rough underneath the straps here. So I'm going to try to save it just to have it, and might throw it back on and paint it body color and everything like that. But it's got a lot of damage to it, and so it's going to be pretty tough to get that saved. One more thing I want to talk about is when I started up this channel, I was trying to grow it and trying to figure out ways to get subscribers and get the word out to people, and I reached out to a guy that I'd kind of been watching for a while. His name is Mark, and he has a YouTube channel called Twin Stick Garage, and he's working on an old Peterbilt about the same age, but his is a 359, a conventional. And if I could find a guy, if I could find another me in musical tastes, in vehicle taste, in the style of work, in just the whole redneck shade tree mechanic kind of stuff, I think he'd be the guy. He's the other guy out there. So he's pretty cool. He's got an awesome channel. He does a lot of really cool work on that 359. His work ethic and all that stuff really shows because he's got a lot of followers and everything like that. And I was kind of inspired by him. That's kind of what inspired me to really get going on this. And I've reached out and asked him a few questions and everything like that. He's been really helpful. He's got a great channel. You can watch the channel for the trucks, but honestly, the best part about the channel is the guy plays Waylon all the time. And I am a huge, huge Waylon Jennings fan. Waylon is like, I'm such a big Waylon Jennings fan that I listen to him so much that I had to kind of stop listening to him just because I didn't want to get sick of him. And now I'm listening to a lot of newer like indie country and stuff like that, alternative country, not rap country. That's not music. That is not music. Okay, so, but a lot of Tyler Childers is like my thing right now. I love the guy. The Dead South and Corblund. I love Corblund, and yeah, I mean I could go on and on. But anyways, his channel is just worth it just for the music, man. Just go and listen to that classic country and country music when country music was actually country music. So before it got ruined kind of in the 80s. But okay, I'm ranting now. So anyways, really appreciate you guys watching, checking in. Hit subscribe. I promise. I'm gonna make sure I don't make mistakes like I made today with the problems with the camera and everything like that. So we have a really good video. But I got video of some of it. This is how it turned out. I'm gonna stop rambling because I'm just gonna keep talking forever. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe so you get all the latest updates and everything like that. And drop your comments. Let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Hit subscribe, tell your friends, all that stuff. So check out the Instagram channel. I'm also going to drop a link to Twin Sticks, Market Twin Sticks. I'm going to drop a link to his page so you guys can check him out too. He's awesome. So he's also got a W900 Kenworth that, if you guys don't know, I'm actually a Kenworth guy. I love Kenworths. Not a super huge Peterbilt guy, but I mean, I like Peterbilts. I love Peterbilts, but I'm a really big Kenworth guy, especially W900 guy. And he's got a 79 W900 that he's going to do as a snowman tribute, snowman from Smokey and the Bandit. And that is super cool to me. So check his page out. I'll drop a link to it. And I'm going to stop talking. So you guys have a great day. See ya. To give you guys an example of what a frost boil or a frost heave is, you can see the ground here is all cracked. We're still in spring, so the ground's pretty wet. But see how the ground is cracked here? It's because it's been flexing. The top is dry, but underneath is like flexible. You wonder how flexible? Welcome to the Red River Valley. It's like a sponge.